When you think Austin, Texas, a few things probably jump right out.
Yeah.
That vibrant artistic vibe. It's definitely a fun-loving city, and, well, everyone calls it the live music capital of the U.S.
Yeah, no doubt. And nearly a million people live there, so there's clearly something pulling people in.
Exactly. So today, we're diving into what makes it tick based on this MSN article covering the 12 best things to do in Austin.
Right. And it's a neat mix they've pulled from Google reviews, insights from locals, some personal favorites too, really trying to capture the culture, the music, the whole outdoor scene.
For sure.
Yeah.
Now, they do quickly mention a few places to stay, just for context. The Fairmont Austin Gold Experience, if you're feeling luxurious. Then the AT&T Hotel and Conference Center is a solid mid-range choice.
Okay.
And the Moxie Austin University for a more budget-friendly option.
Yeah.
So, good to know.
Definitely helpful context.
But let's get into the experiences, the real heart of it. What's first up for getting that Austin feel?
Well, no surprise here, it kicks off with the music. Rock Out at Austin City Limits.
ACL. That's huge, isn't it? Like, legendary status almost.
It really is. It's a major U.S. festival, happens every October, spread over 2 weekends.
Wow, 2 weekends.
Yeah, and the article stresses the sheer variety. You've got rock, hip-hop, EDM, basically everything in between. It's not just one sound.
It's been around a while.
Since 2002. And get this, it's grown to pull in over 400,000 attendees. That makes it one of the biggest music festivals in the whole country.
400,000, that's massive. So planning is key, I imagine.
Absolutely essential. The article basically says, book your tickets early. It's super popular.
Makes sense.
And they even suggest, if you really want to soak it in, stay for both weekends.
Right, make a real trip of it. Explore the city in between.
Exactly.
Okay, so from that massive festival energy to something maybe a bit more chilled.
Yeah.
Barton Springs comes up next. Sounds very local.
It really does. It's highlighted as like a top nature spot right inside a city in the big Zilker Park that parks over 350 acres itself.
Wow. And Barton Springs is known for swimming, right?
Yeah, that's the main draw, especially, in the Texas heat. There's this huge pool over 3 acres, and it's fed by an underground spring.
Oh, nice. So the water stays cool.
That's the idea, keeps it refreshing. Locals love hanging out on the lawn, taking a dip. It's apparently quite the scene in summer.
Cool.
And there's a neat little ecological angle, too. It's home to the Barton Springs salamander.
Oh, really? A specific salamander?
Yeah, an endangered species. And the pool gets pretty deep, too, up to 18 feet in places. It's more than just a wading pool.
Sounds like a proper natural oasis.
Oh.
Okay, so Austin's heartbeat, live music. We talked ACL, but that can't be all there is.
Definitely not. The article makes a point of saying live music isn't just for festivals. Downtown Austin is apparently just buzzing with it. Hundreds of musicians, bands, DJs performing all the time.
So it's everywhere.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And they single out one specific venue, the Continental Club.
Ah, I've heard of that one. It's got history, right?
Loads of it. Been around since 1955. Think about the legends who've played there. CZ Top, Stevie Ray Vaughan, icons.
Wow. That's incredible.
So the advice is, get there early, maybe book tickets ahead if you can. You might just catch the next big star before they hit it big.
Huh, imagine that. Okay, music is sorted. But we are in Texas. What about cowboy stuff?
Right, you can't ignore it. The article includes buy cowboy gear.
Do it.
Yeah, it says whether you want boots, hats, even like horse accessories, Austin's got you covered.
And is there the place to go?
They recommend Allen's Boots. Calls it an Austin staple. Been there since 1977.
Okay, not a long timer.
Exactly. Leather goods, hats, and especially the boots high quality, meant to last. A pretty unique souvenir, I'd say.
But definitely more unique than a t-shirt. All right, switching gears completely. The Texas Capitol building. Sounds impressive.
Oh, yeah. Presented as just massive, a must-see monument, they really suggest taking a tour.
To learn about the history.
Yeah, the history of the building, history of Texas itself. Apparently, the inside is pretty spectacular, too.
Like what?
Well, the dome, obviously. But also rare paintings, sculptures of Texas heroes. You can even see the legislative halls and offices. Get a real peek inside.
Interesting.
And here's a fun fact. It's actually taller than the U.S. Capitol in D.C.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yep, stands at 302 feet. So they suggest snapping some photos after your tour before you head off downtown.
Good tip. Okay, all this exploring. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. And in Austin, that means...
BBQ. It has to be. The article doesn't hold back, calls Austin's BBQ nothing short of perfect.
High praise. What makes it so good?
They put it down to long cooking times and plenty of smoke. It's an art form there, apparently.
In the top spot. Is there one?
Franklin BBQ gets the big shout out. They say it could be a life-changing meal. Smoked brisket, pork, chicken, the works.
Wow. Life-changing BBQ. But I bet the lines are crazy.
That's often the reputation, yeah. But the article also mentions you don't have to do the big sit-down places. There are tons of BBQ food trucks downtown.
Good to know. Like a food truck park or something.
Exactly. They mention one called The Picnic as a good spot to find several options together, so you can still get amazing BBQ without maybe the huge wait.
Smart. Okay, fed and happy. Back to the outdoors, Lake Austin. Sounds like another key nature spot.
It really is. Part of the Colorado River and, yeah, seems like the city's main hub for outdoor fun. It's got a mix of things going on.
Like relaxing spots.
Totally. Spas, hotels, guest houses along the shore if you want to unwind.
And also activities.
Oh, yeah. Kayaking, swimming, fishing are all big on the lake.
Nice.
And then for a view, they recommend hiking up Mount Bonnell. It's about 775 feet.
Oh, wow. Good views from up there.
Incredible city views, apparently.
Yeah.
Especially sunrise or sunset. Sounds like a perfect photo op.
Definitely. Okay, nature, food. How about some indoor culture? The Paramount Theater.
Yeah, this one sounds like a real treasure. One of Austin's oldest, most loved venues. They host hundreds of shows a year.
Local stuff. Or bigger tours.
Both. Local acts, but also traveling shows, even stuff straight from Broadway. Seems like a really active place.
But it's old, you said.
Very, since 1915. And again, the history. Miles Davis played there, Harry Houdini performed there. Just imagine.
That's amazing. So booking ahead is probably wise here, too.
Definitely. They suggest booking early, maybe even splurging on front row seats, and taking a tour to see the history, the Art Deco architecture.
Sounds worthwhile. Okay, back outside one more time. Barton Creek Greenbelt.
Right. This sounds like pure nature escape. 12 miles of trails, scenery, creeks, forests. Really expensive.
12 miles, so plenty of space to hike.
For sure. And you might even spot some cool wildlife. They mention the Austin blind salamander again near the creek.
That salamander gets around.
Apparently. And also eagles, hawks soaring overhead near the cliffs. It sounds pretty dramatic.
When's the best time to go?
You can go anytime, but they say summer's great because you can, cool off in the creek along the way. And there are multiple places to access the trails.
Convenient. Okay, switching to some serious history now. The Lyndon Baines Johnson Library and Museum. LBJ's Presidential Library.
It's exactly. Dedicated to the 36th president, you get insights into his time in office, lots of memorabilia, a real dive into that era.
And it covers more than just his presidency, right? Like the 60s and 70s?
Yeah, definitely. They have extensive records from that whole period. Exhibits on, like, the big cultural changes happening then, the civil rights movement, really significant stuff.
Heavy topics.
For sure. And a big focus is the Vietnam War. Original photos, documents that were once secret, even recordings of phone calls. It sounds incredibly comprehensive.
Wow, definitely sounds like a place you can spend a lot of time. Okay, let's lighten things up a bit. Austin's artistic side museum hopping.
Yes. The article really plays up Austin as an artist's community, so exploring the museums makes sense. They suggest starting with the Blanton Museum of Art.
What's special about the Blanton?
Well, the building itself is noted for its architecture, plus interesting installations. And the collection is huge, over 21,000 pieces. A really solid starting point.
Okay, Blanton first, then where?
They recommend the Mexic Art Museum next. Focuses on Latin American art murals, modern sculptures.
Oh, cool.
And it also features local art from back when Austin was actually part of Mexico, so you get that historical connection too.
That adds a really interesting layer. Okay, we've covered music, food, nature, history, art. What's left? Beer.
Gotta have beer tasting. Austin's positioned as a big craft beer town.
Makes sense for a city like Austin. So how do you tackle that? Just wander into breweries?
You could, but the article actually recommends taking a tour, specifically city brew tours.
So they handle the driving.
Exactly. That's the big plus. You get a guided look at different breweries. They mention Blue Owl Brewing, Suds Monkey as examples, and you don't have to worry about, driving afterwards.
That is definitely the way to do it. Smart, popular, I bet.
Very. Especially in summer, so booking ahead is recommended for the tours too. Sounds like a fun, safe way to sample the local brews.
Absolutely. Wow, okay, that is quite a list. From rocking out at ACL to floating in Barton Springs, eating incredible BBQ, exploring history, art, nature, Austin really does seem to have it all.
It really covers a lot of ground, doesn't it? This deep dive gives you such a good feel for what makes Austin, well, Austin. That mix of music, food, the outdoors, the culture, it all blends together.
It definitely paints a picture of a unique place.
Yeah.
So listening to all that, what jumps out most to you? Is it the live music scene calling your name, the thought of that BBQ, or maybe getting out on the greenbelt? Definitely makes you think about planning a trip.